हाँ फेसबुक
मेरे फ़ोन में।
हाँ है ना, उसमें से डायरेक्ट
नहीं है मेरे पास।
अरे राजेश भाई का जी, आपका फेसबुक ओपन करते राजेश भाई का आता ना लाइव।
भैया पूरा जूम आउट करो, फुल टेबल दिखा दो एक बार।
मेरे को सावरिया में भेज दो देखो।
कलर उठाओ, केल्विन बढ़ाओ, बोल तो मैं बढ़ाओ। पूरा इंटरनेट फिर चले जा रहा, क्या अजीब है। केल्विन बढ़ाओ। टाइट करो तब फ्रेम है जैसा, ऊपर नीचे इक्वल हो गया। बस रुको, अरे क्या मालूम होना। पीछे से जाओ भैया, मैं देख रहा हूँ कौन है इधर। देख
रिकॉर्डिंग थोड़ी चालू है।
लाइव चालू हो गया। एम्प्टी टेबल ले लो, बाद में नहीं बोलते।
चीज़ के लिए लगा सामने आना पड़ता।
जाओ जाओ जाओ।
क्या बोलते हैं साहब? भैया
2 मिनट भैया, 1 मिनट पीछे आ जाओ आप प्लीज।
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
हेलो
Good evening, everyone. I think I'm seeing you all for the first time in person. We started Roehampton online and really excited to finally meet you. My name is Vidhi Mistry and I'm the Assistant Head of Operations for All International at the University of Roehampton. I'll be taking all the questions that you might have about the university and will try to provide the answers and the solutions to the queries.
काय नाही चल रहा
Hello. Wish you all a very good evening. Thank you so much for coming in today. My name is Mohit Gambhir. I am the head of operations for the University of Roehampton, managing the region of India and all international. What is the purpose of the business summit? The reason that we have kept this business summit today is to showcase the exponential success that we've had of University of Roehampton in the last couple of years. We started the University of Roehampton operations in India in the year 2019. When we started in 2019, we had started with 34 students from all over India. And just for the April 2022 intake, we have more than 850 payments with us at the University of Roehampton. What makes the University of Roehampton so successful? Why students choose to study at the University of Roehampton is what Vidhi will talk to us about and share her insights. But what I want to share with you is that my main purpose of today's visit is to inform you on the developments of the industry, where we are heading as the education sector, what we need to be aware of, and how we need to make sure that we work together to combat all the challenges that we'll be facing in the future. So I think at this stage I'll just hand over to Vidhi Mistry, who will tell you a little bit more about the University of Roehampton.
Thank you, Mohit. Well, University of Roehampton, what should I say? It has so many features and exciting factors that makes it unique in London, not just for Indian students but for all international students. It's not just the 54-acre beautiful Parkland campus that we have, but it's also the ranking, the tuition fees, the courses, the scholarships, the support that we provide to our students, and all the other facilities that we have on campus. In terms of ranking, I'm proud to say that my university is ranked number 1 among modern universities in London. And London is a city which everyone loves, and it's one of the world's best cities. Roehampton is situated right in the heart of southwest London, and that is one of the features why Indian students love to study at Roehampton.
Hi everybody, this is a wonderful journey with Roehampton. What we had a very successful journey. We are delighted to say that we have come world number 1 for April 2022 intake in terms of payment. So it's a very big platform, it's a very big opportunity for Savaria to get into this, and we are very proud of this. And we thank Roehampton team, Mohit sir and Vidhi ma'am, for all the support they have given us, the guidance they have given us, that we have come to this platform. Thank you, sir.
And please feel free to ask questions, and I'm more than happy to help you and support you. Thank you.
What are the facilities you are giving?
For Indian students, well, for international students, the facilities that we have is on-campus accommodation, financial support, well-being support, career advice. In fact, we have our own on-site recruitment agency which helps our students find part-time jobs when they are studying and full-time placements afterwards. It's not just about the placements, but for Indian students we have scholarships up to £4,000, and we also keep running ad hoc scholarships like Provost Scholarship, early bird discounts to help our students financially. In fact, We have student union, which also helps the student find new interests that is beyond the course of their study.
Hello. This is Karim from Precast TV. How about the scholarship offering from your university?
Very good question, Karim. Scholarship plays a very important role to attract good students and good talent. And at Roehampton, we have scholarships up to £4,000, which is known as International Excellence Scholarships. It comes in three bands, 1,000, 2,500 and 4,000. And this scholarship is applied automatically, so the student needs to apply separately. That's not it. Beyond international scholarship, we have early bird discounts up to £500, which the student can get if they apply well on time. And we also have pro scholarships for students who are not eligible for any other scholarships that we provide. We have alumni discounts, we have sports scholarships, we have music scholarships. So yes.
What are the future plans for Roehampton in India?
We have a lot of future plans for India, starting from launch of new courses, review of the process to ensure that it is streamlined even more, and we are also looking forward for collaborations with local institutes. I think Mohit would also like to add a few points about our future plans in India.
We think that we can change the landscape of education in India, and we think that through collaboration with local institutional exchanges, we can have a lot of faculty, knowledge and student exchanges between India and the United Kingdom. Another area which we are aggressively looking at is to try and explore possibilities of hybrid and collaborative learning. Because one thing we've learned over the years through the pandemic is that it's changed the way students learn and changed the way people are thinking. And how do we get that across so that we can get maximum engagement from students? We realized through the pandemic that learning was challenged and face-to-face was difficult. But that did not stop students, so we tried to inculcate online platforms for students whereby the study would continue without disturbing the education equation. That, I think, has given us a new lease of life, which I think is a way of the world that is going to continue moving forward. The sense that I get is more and more students will be opting for a hybrid learning platform. Some might decide to go face-to-face, some might decide to study the entire course online, while some might choose a hybrid education opportunity. What we want to do as an institution is allow students maximum possibilities and opportunities to choose from. And then lastly, another area that we're looking at, which Vidhi rightly mentioned, was the possibility of institutional alliances to see if we can work with institutions in India, perhaps do twinning programs where 1 year of the undergraduate study in India could be recognized for progression at our university for the remainder of the 2 years of a degree, or alternatively we could look at a 2+1, which is 2 years in India followed by the final year degree at the United Kingdom. So a lot of possibilities of growth and opportunities for collaborative activities in the offing.
Till now, how many students completed education from India in your university?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Till now, how many students completed education in your university from India?
You mean the number of students that went from India to study at the United Kingdom, or who successfully
Completed in university?
I won't know the exact number, but I think it would be. Which year are we talking about? Because we started doing India in 2019. But just to give you some rough estimates, when we started in 2019, we had roughly 34 students from India. Through the pandemic, which was the most challenging period that we had faced, in the year 2021, we increased to more than 350 students. And in the year 21-22, we have crossed 1,000 students. We're expecting that in the year 22-23, this should go up to 3,000 and then onwards. So a lot of students are keen and wanting to study at the University of Roehampton for all the reasons that Vidhi had mentioned earlier.
Sir, any scholarships for Indian students, sir?
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, we have scholarships up to £4,000 and other scholarships keep running. So based on the intake for which the student is applying, it's best if you get in touch with us and understand the scholarships that we are offering for that intake. But for Indian students, it's up to £4,000. I repeat, there are three bands: £1,000, 2,500, and 4,000.
And the best part is, sorry, just to add on the scholarships, the best part is that on the undergraduate course, which is a 3-year degree with us at the University of Roehampton, the £4,000 scholarship is available on each year of the degree. So they'll get 4,000 on year 1, 4,000 on year 2, and then 4,000 again on year 3. So that in total, over the span of 3 years, they get £12,000 in scholarship, which I think is really attractive for anyone aspiring to do an undergraduate course. The undergraduate degree can be quite an expensive proposition for Indian students and parents. And through scholarships, we don't want students to hold back. We want to give them that platform, give them that opportunity so that they can embark upon their dream of further studies in the United Kingdom.
And just to add, at Roehampton we always have something to offer to our Indian students.
Ma'am, Savaria is the education consultancy leading in the India. How about that?
Yes, so for April 2022 intake, Savaria was the highest. From Savaria we received the maximum amount of deposits, and he's number 1 for all international. I've received a lot of quality applications from Savaria. Of course, the compliance is very strict at Roehampton, as you all know, whether it is credibility interview or documentation checks. But Savaria, the team at Savaria understood what the university requirements are, what the needs are, and based on that, this is where they are and this is what they've achieved. Would you like to add something?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Zoom out.
Any advice for Indian students aspiring study in UK?
Sorry? Any advice for Indian students
Yes.
aspiring? Yes, I would say for Indian students, they shouldn't be with themselves. They should open up, because studying in the UK is a lifetime opportunity for students to make contacts that they can use in the future. And I think we have Pooja, who would be the best person to add on this particular question.
Just to give you some background, Pooja is born and brought up in the UK. She's lived in the UK, studied in the UK. When she came to India, she saw the difference in culture between the mentality of Indian students and students in the UK. And she sees through her own experiences where students make mistakes and where they go wrong. So I'll ask Pooja to shed some light on what advice should students get who are deciding or aspiring to study in the UK.
Thank you, Vidhi, and thank you, Mohit. So, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here today, and I'm really grateful to all you media representatives that have taken the time to come out and meet with us to understand more about the University of Roehampton. So, in answer to a very valid question, I think Indian students, definitely point number 1 is must do research. They're aspirational, they want to grow, they want to succeed, and that's why they go overseas, because they want to get that kind of exposure that they don't necessarily get here whilst they're in India. So if they go to the UK or any other country that they aspire to study at, obviously we're here talking about Roehampton today, but anywhere that a student wishes to go, they must do their research. So when I'm saying research, you go online, you come to very capable agents like representatives like Mr. Rajesh Goyal and his team at Savaria, because they will give you information, But don't just rely on them. Do your own research. Go online, look at information, Google, read the papers, listen to the BBC News. I'm saying make yourself ready as a student. Don't just expect to be spoon-fed. Do the information and researching yourself. It's very, very important. I think that will make you even more ready once you arrive into the UK, because once you start a program at any university, you're expected to be independent to some extent. The universities are there to support you. The teachers and tutors are there to teach you and train you. But that's their role. What's the role of the student? The role of the student is to study. And if you don't know how to do your own research, you're losing from day one. So I think that element needs to start from here before they leave the country. Does that answer your question?
I just want to add to what Vidhi and Pooja has said, because this is the key question, if you ask me, is what advice do we have for students? And the biggest mistake that students do across not only India but South Asia, Africa, Middle East, all regions, is they rely on decision makers who are people other than themselves. The decision makers that make the decision are either the parents, the family, the friends, the career counselors, advisors, the peer group, perhaps even teachers. But what they don't realize is that each one of them are contributing from their experiences. But what they're contributing from their experiences might not be exactly what's right for that particular student. What then happens is that under the influence of all these decision makers, we end up making decisions which we regret once we go overseas. Now there's no looking back, because you're spending a lot of money to take this decision to go overseas. You can't backtrack on it because you've already embarked on your career, and you will make that career in that particular area of specialization that you've already chosen under the influence of somebody else. My suggestion is that take all the advice you like from the whole wide world, not a problem, but make sure that the decision is ultimately your own. And the decision can be your own when your decision comes out of research, when your decision comes out of knowing, when your decision comes out of your own experiences of what is right for you and what is not right for you. Always the decision that will stand by you in your life is the decisions that you take ownership of and the decisions you personally take responsibility of. My only suggestion as responsible media is try and get the message out to as many students as possible that don't listen to what I say, don't listen to what Rajesh Goyal says, don't listen to what anybody says. Do your own research and listen to your own heart. If you feel this university is right for you, come to us. If you don't feel this institution is right for you, please do not come to us.
So what about application process?
Vidhi is the specialist in that. I'll just allow her to answer.
Admission and application.
Thank you. That's a very important question for all of you. The application process at Roehampton is very simple. You go onto our website, you just fill up the online application form. Once the application is submitted, the student will get an ID and it reflects our admissions portal. The admissions team will look into it and share a feedback within the promised SLAs. If the student is found eligible and gets a preconditional offer, the student can either proceed with a deposit payment of £500 to book their seat if they are confident. If not, they can first appear for a precast interview. Now, when I say precast interview, students get scared that, oh, it's an interview, and they start doing a lot of research, they start making notes, and their answers be rote and learned. The precast interview is a very simple interview. It's like a friendly interview that we have with our students to understand their communication skills, to understand why they've selected the course, what their needs are, and how we can help to support, how we can help to these students. Now, if they clear the interview and we're happy with the background and we think they meet our university requirements, we will issue a conditional offer, and the student can proceed with meeting the rest of the conditions mentioned on the offer, get an unconditional offer, go on to the CAS Shield, get a CAS, apply for the visa, enroll. Now, your responsibility or the student's responsibility does not end after receiving the visa. Very important is enrollment. The student should complete enrollment, start with your online classes if they are not arriving in the UK on time. It's a very simple application process. Just to keep it short, application, offer, interview, payment, and directly to CAS.
Just to add what Vidhi said, she explained the process really in detail, but just for the benefit of students, we have a regional office in Mumbai with a team of more than 30 members, and the role of that members is to handhold, advise and guide students wherever they feel stuck. So I suggest students do reach out to us if they need any advice, support, guidance, or if they feel stuck along the process. My team is there to help them, based in Mumbai.
Sir, what are your thoughts on, to Vidhi ma'am, what are your thoughts on university?
What are my thoughts on the university? It's a very interesting question. I love my university. I recently went on to the campus and it's absolutely amazing. I love the courses, I love the ranking and all the support my university is providing to my Indian students and my international students. So it's amazing.
While this question was specifically only for Vidhi, I get very excited when you ask about what the university itself. I think the only point I'd like to add to what Vidhi said is at the institution of Roehampton, we care for students. I think that is the core of the values that we believe in. I'm not saying other institutions don't care, but we try and go as much as possible above and beyond to help the student out, because we understand student is coming from a different culture, a different environment, and perhaps is sending the student for the first time overseas. So we share the concerns, we know the pain a parent goes through while sending the student overseas. We care about that pain, we make sure that the student is felt well supported through the journey, not only from India to the UK, but also once they've reached to the UK, they integrate well and they fit well at the institution. We make sure that we have enough steps in place through our team in India and through the UK team to support and handhold the students where possible. Though I must admit one very important fact, that the overarching objective why a student is going to the UK is to learn how to become independent. See, what is happening with India and Indian environment is that we're in the comfort zone of our parents and the support system that we have, which makes it very easy. Whereas one of the purposes of going abroad is to become independent. So where a student needs support, we will support. But where I find a student is being lazy and unnecessarily dependent, we are not going to support the student and that, because we want the student to become independent in their thinking. And this is what I think Pooja would love to add on, because she's seen this problem across her life. Ever since she shifted to India, she finds that the problem with Indian students is we do not make our own decisions, we are not independent in our thinking. And that's what we want to inculcate among students, is learn to fly, learn to be independent by yourself, and we support them along the way.
I think I just want to step in there and say I don't think it's a problem. I think it's how the reality of how things work here. This is how young people are brought up. You're brought up generally